Want to secure your game's data from prying eyes and prevent tampering? In the competitive world of game development, protecting player data and game integrity is paramount. Unsecured data can lead to cheating, loss of player trust, and even financial repercussions. This video will show you how to build a robust defense for your game's valuable information. In this video, we'll explore binary serialization and encryption, two powerful and essential techniques for protecting your game's valuable information. These methods are not just for security. They also contribute to better performance and data management within your Unity 3D projects. We'll delve into the why and how of each technique, ensuring you grasp both the theoretical underpinnings and practical applications. We'll provide a comprehensive, step-by-step guide, perfect for beginners, to implement these methods within your Unity 3D projects. You'll learn how to set up your development environment, write the necessary C# code, and integrate these security features seamlessly into your game's data handling pipeline. Our goal is to make complex concepts accessible and actionable for every aspiring game developer. Binary serialization is essentially the process of converting an object state into a compact, efficient format that can be easily stored on disk or transmitted across a network, then accurately reconstructed later. This transformation is crucial for persisting game data between sessions or sending it between clients and servers. It's a fundamental building block for any game requiring data persistence. Think of it like packing your game's data, such as player progress, inventory items, or configuration settings, into a compact, unreadable box. This box is optimized for machine processing rather than human interpretation, making it efficient for storage and retrieval. It's a highly efficient way to bundle complex data structures into a single, manageable unit. Unlike a text file format like JSON or XML, which stores data in a human-readable plain text format, a binary file stores data in a machine-optimized format. This means that while JSON might show you player name, John Doe, a binary file would represent that same information as a series of bytes, unintelligible without the correct interpretation logic. This distinction is key to understanding its inherent obfuscation. This method offers several significant benefits for game development, including smaller file sizes, which reduces storage requirements and download times. It also leads to faster loading times because the data is already in a machine-friendly format, requiring less parsing. Furthermore, it provides a basic level of obfuscation, making it harder for casual users to inspect or tamper with your game's internal data without specialized tools. Let's begin by setting up our Unity project to prepare for coding. First, open Unity Hub and create a new 3D project. We'll use a standard 3D project template, but the principles we cover can be applied to any Unity project type. Ensure your Unity version is up to date for the best compatibility and features. Once the project is open and initialized, navigate to your Assets folder within the Unity editor. Right-click in the project window, select Create, and then choose C# Script. Name this script Data Manager. This script will serve as the central hub for all our data serialization and encryption logic, keeping our project organized. Now, double-click on the newly created Data Manager script to open it in Visual Studio. This is our primary integrated development environment where we'll write all our serialization and encryption logic. Visual Studio provides powerful tools for C# development, including intelligent code completion and debugging capabilities, which will be invaluable throughout this tutorial. We'll start by implementing the core binary serialization functionality. First, define a simple player data class. This class will act as a blueprint for the data we want to save and load. Remember to mark this class with the system serializable attribute, which is crucial for binary formatter to be able to convert its instances into a binary stream. This player data class will hold essential variables that represent a player's state in the game. For demonstration purposes, we'll include player name as a string, score as an integer, and health as a float. These variables are public fields, making them easily accessible for serialization. You can expand this class with any other data your game needs to persist. Next, we'll create a save data function within our data manager script. Inside this function, we'll instantiate a binary formatter object, which is responsible for performing the actual serialization. Then, we'll create a file stream object, specifying the path to our save file, typically a .dat file. and setting the file mode to either create a new file or overwrite an existing one. With the binary formatter and file stream prepared, we then use formatter, serialized to write our player data object directly to the file stream. This converts the object state into a binary format and writes it to the specified file. It's absolutely critical to remember to close the stream using stream, close after writing to release file resources, and ensure all data is flushed to disk. For loading our game data, we'll implement a corresponding load data function. This function will first perform a crucial check. It verifies if the save file actually exists at the specified path using file exists. This prevents errors and ensures our game doesn't try to load from a non-existent file, providing a more robust data management system. If the file does exist, we proceed by creating a file stream in file mode, open to read the existing binary data. We then use formatter, deserialize to reconstruct our player data object from the binary stream. After deserialization, we cast the result back to our player data type. Just like saving, it's essential to close the stream using stream, close to free up resources, and finally, we return the loaded player data object. After running this implementation in Unity, you'll observe a new .dat file created in your project's persistent data path. When you attempt to open this .dat file with a standard text editor, you'll find it appears as garbled, unreadable binary data. This visual confirmation demonstrates that the data has been successfully serialized into a non-human readable format, providing a basic level of obfuscation. While binary serialization effectively obfuscates data and makes it difficult for casual users to understand, it's crucial to understand that it is not truly secure against determined attackers. The data is merely encoded, not encrypted, meaning its structure can still be reverse engineered. This distinction is vital for understanding the limitations of serialization alone for security. Determined users with specialized tools and knowledge can still deserialize and modify the data. They can use binary editors or reverse engineering techniques to understand the data structure and then alter values like scores or inventory items, compromising your game's integrity and potentially leading to cheating. This vulnerability highlights the need for an additional layer of protection. This is precisely where encryption comes in, adding a robust and cryptographic layer of security to your serialized data. Encryption transforms your data into an unreadable format using a secret key, making it virtually impossible to decipher without that key. It's the next essential step in truly protecting your game's valuable information from unauthorized access and modification. We'll implement AES, the Advanced Encryption Standard, which is a widely used and highly secure symmetric encryption algorithm. AES is recognized globally as one of the strongest encryption standards available, trusted by governments and security experts alike. Its symmetric nature means the same key is used for both encryption and decryption, making key management a critical aspect of its implementation. To integrate AES encryption, we'll modify our existing save data and load data functions. These modifications will involve wrapping our file streams with cryptographic streams, ensuring that data is encrypted before being written to disk and decrypted as it's read. The core serialization logic will remain, but the data will pass through an encryption layer. First, we need to generate a secret key and an initialization vector, or FOR, which are both essential components for AES encryption and decryption. The key is the secret used to encrypt and decrypt the data, while the FOR is a random value that ensures identical plaintext blocks encrypt to different ciphertext blocks, enhancing security. Both must be kept secret and consistent for successful decryption. It's critically important to note that hard-coding encryption keys directly into your game's executable is not the most secure method for production environments. While convenient for development, a hard-coded key can be extracted by reverse engineering the game, rendering your encryption useless. This is a common vulnerability that attackers exploit. For significantly better security in a live game, consider advanced strategies such as obfuscating your keys within your code, using platform-specific secure storage, or retrieving them dynamically from a secure server. These methods make it much harder for attackers to discover and compromise your encryption keys, thereby maintaining the integrity of your game's data protection. In our save data function, we'll create a crypto stream that effectively wraps our file stream. This CryptoStream acts as an intermediary, encrypting data as it flows through. We'll configure it with an AES encryptor using our generated key in 4 and set its mode to CryptoStream mode, right to indicate that it will be used for encryption during writing. We then serialize the player data object through this CryptoStream using formatter, serialize. This ensures that the data is encrypted byte by byte before it ever reaches the underlying file stream and is written to the file. After serialization, it's crucial to close both the CryptoStream and the file stream to ensure all encrypted data is flushed and resources are properly released. For our load data function, we'll similarly create a CryptoStream, but this time in decrypt mode. It's vital to use the exact same secret key and initialization vector that were used during encryption. The CryptoStream will be configured with an AES decryptor and set to CryptoStream mode, read, allowing it to decrypt data as it's read from the file. Finally, we deserialize the data from this CryptoStream using formatter, deserialize. As the binary formatter reads from the CryptoStream, the data is automatically decrypted on the fly, presenting the original, unencrypted player data object. Again, remember to close both the CryptoStream and file stream to prevent resource leaks and ensure proper file handling, and then return the fully reconstructed player data object. Now, when you inspect the .dat file after implementing encryption, it will be completely unreadable, even more so than with just binary serialization. The contents will appear as truly random, chaotic characters, making it virtually impossible to discern any meaningful data without the correct decryption key. This visual difference clearly demonstrates the enhanced security provided by AES encryption. To recap, binary serialization efficiently packs your game data into a compact, machine-readable format, optimizing for storage and loading times. Encryption, on the other hand, locks that pack data down securely, transforming it into an unreadable form that protects it from unauthorized access and tampering. Together, they form a powerful duo for robust data management. Always handle potential exceptions like file not found exception or serialization exception to make your data management system robust and resilient. Implementing try-catch blocks around your save and load operations will gracefully manage scenarios where files are missing, corrupted, or inaccessible, preventing crashes and providing a smoother user experience. This proactive error handling is a hallmark of professional game development. Remember the paramount importance of key management. Never expose your encryption keys directly in your code or easily accessible locations. Treat your encryption keys as the most sensitive part of your security system. Explore techniques like key obfuscation, secure key storage, or server-side key retrieval to safeguard them effectively, ensuring your encrypted data remains truly secure. While binary serialization is powerful for performance and obfuscation, other formats like JSON or XML are often better suited for human-readable configuration files, modding support, or data exchange with external systems. Choose your serialization format based on the specific needs of your data, security and performance for game saves, readability and interoperability for configurations. Practice these techniques diligently and experiment with different scenarios to truly master secure data handling in Unity. Try saving different types of data, handling larger data sets, and even simulating file corruption to test your error handling. The more you experiment, the more confident and skilled you'll become in protecting your game's valuable assets. If you found this comprehensive guide helpful in understanding and implementing binary serialization and encryption in Unity 3D, please take a moment to like this video. Your support helps us create more valuable content. Also, subscribe to our channel for more in-depth Unity tutorials and game development insights. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video.